Mike Tyson, lots of news today. Lots of news. Mike Tyson is giving up marijuana while training for Jake Paul bout. And here's why, you guys. To say Mike Tyson is familiar with marijuana is to say he knows a thing or two about boxing. After fighting Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition in 2020, Tyson said he used marijuana the day of the fight. He openly smoked marijuana on all 275 or so episodes of his podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. He not only consumes cannabis, but also sells it, his own brand, in fact, Tyson 2.0. And at 57, Tyson apparently is trying something he might find harder than fighting a man 30 years younger than he is. The former heavyweight champion, who has said he uses marijuana daily, has given up the drug while training for his boxing match against Jake Paul, who's 27, set for July 20th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, according to Joanne Mignano, Tyson's publicist. In quotes, he's only stopped as a means of following the rules, Mignano told USA Today Sports by email, but he is still a strong advocate for the medical benefits of cannabis for his personal well-being and others like him. Marijuana is on the list of banned substances used by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, the TDLR, which regulates combat sports in Texas. A failed drug test results in an automatic 90-day suspension, a fine, and if the winner of the fight tests positive, the outcome is changed to no decision. Tyson also has said he used mushrooms, a psychedelic drug, before his fights, and this would be a no-no in Texas as well. In quotes, use of any pharmacological substance that is not approved for human therapeutic use is prohibited, said telemanaged communications manager for the TDLR. Mignano indicated Tyson will be in full compliance with the rules. A failed drug test would not jeopardize the proposed fight between Tyson and Paul, and Manage indicated that because the drug tests, which are random, are conducted only on the day of the fight and results are unavailable for at least a week, according to Manage. But the fighters have been disqualified for refusing to submit a pre-fight drug test, something Tyson did at least once during his pro career, or fail to follow the drug testing processes. In Texas, drug testing does not take place before an exhibition. It's still unclear if the fight between Tyson and Paul will be an exhibition or a pro fight. And in 2021, Tyson was suspended for 90 days and fined after testing positive for marijuana following his fight against Andrew Galata. He refused to take a pre-fight drug test, and later that year, Tyson said he should have smoked his entire pro boxing career, which ended in 2025. Since retirement, especially in recent years, Tyson has smoked marijuana openly while becoming a cannabis entrepreneur. The name of his podcast, we went into all that. And but here's the interesting one. Tyson said he used a Whizzinator, a fake penis, and urine from his wife and then infant to pass drug tests back in the days. On March 20th, almost 2 weeks after the Tyson-Paul fight was announced, Tyson posted a video on social media saying he had recorded the final episodes of his podcast. The footage from him hotboxing ended at the same time he released a video of training for the fight. In quotes, I don't think I'll be smoking for this fight, and I think I'm going to be really, really irritable and nasty, he says. Tyson said on April 2nd on Fox News in his first public comments about the issue that normally I do, but for this particular fight, I think I'm going to go raw and naked, he says. Most stories have stopped testing fighters for marijuana since its legalization has spread since Mike Mazzulli, president of the Association of Boxing Commissions and Combative Sports. And one of the exceptions is Texas, which according to Marijuana Policy Project is one of only 19 states that still jails people for possession of small amounts of cannabis. And last year, lightweight boxing prospect Keyshawn Davis was suspended 90 days in Texas after he tested positive for marijuana, according to ESPN, which cited the box's promoter, Top Ranking Boxing. The threshold for a positive marijuana test for combat sports in Texas is 50 nanograms per milliliter THC. The main psychoactive ingredient in marijuana can be detected for days or longer after a one-time use, according to the Margaret Goodman, a neurologist and founder of the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA. In quotes, so detection in a lab test of THC may indicate prior use, but not relevant current use, Goodman said by email. And in boxing, state licensing rules typically apply because there is no commission that uniformly regulates the sport, said Travis Tygart, CEO of the United States Anti-Doping Agency. For instance, there was no talk of Tyson giving up marijuana during training for his exhibition fight in 2020 in Los Angeles, and he passed a drug test the day of the fight, but was not tested for marijuana, and said Andy Foster, executive director of the California State Athletic Commission. And marijuana is legal for medical and adult use purposes in California, and Foster said the commission does not test fighters for the drug before all fights. But Foster said Tyson was tested for hard drugs, and he complied with all the rules. For USDA's program for Olympics and Paralympics, which includes boxers, marijuana is tested for in competition only, and USADA policy is the World Anti-Doping Agency code, and USADA uses a threshold of 150 nanograms per milliliter. A positive test can result in suspension for up to 2 years and as little as 1 month if the person participates in a counseling program, Tigert said. In a USDA's pro sports program, there is no automatic violation for a positive test unless performance is impacted or health and safety are endangered, according to Tygert. And VADA, which offers independent drug testing for boxing and MMA, was used for Paul's boxing match against Nate Diaz that took place in August, Texas, according to Goodman, the VADA founder. Bryce Holden, who is the promoter of the Tyson-Paul fight, was the promoter of the Diaz-Paul fight, and he declined to say whether he would be a contract with VADA or any other drug testing beyond what the TDLR conducts. But Holden did address Tyson's well-documented use of marijuana and it being on the list of banned substances in Texas. In quotes, I mean, look, we're in communication with the camps, he said, and obviously at the end of the day, we're also in communication with the commission overseeing boxing weekly and daily. So I'm not concerned about it, he says. TDLR conducts only day of testing for testing and tests for marijuana, while VADA does both out of competition and day of testing. Both does not test for marijuana, and Goodman said VADA stepped up testing for marijuana soon after the company was founded in 2011, echoing a widespread sentiment in sports that Goodman said marijuana is not a substance that's going to enhance anybody's performance. Well, you guys, what do you think about this? Tyson quitting cannabis and all of this wealth of information in regards to boxing, which was all of Todd's questions earlier. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
I'm very glad that you had the more detailed version there. It all surrounds Texas.
You know, I specialize in details, Rico.
Yeah, why are they fighting in Texas of all the places?
Right.
Taxes? I don't know.
Tax.
I mean, but they could go to Vegas and get the same taxes there. Too,
no, they're fighting in Texas because of the brisket.
They're fighting because of the brisket.
I got something. I have the chief medical officer of the Texas Fighting Association is the stepfather of Layla's cousins. So I can tell you that, you know, first and foremost, mushrooms don't show up in your pee. So don't worry about that, Mike, and anybody else out there. But, you know, definitely, you know, all the Delta 8 and all the hemp Delta 9 stuff for all the people in Texas, they're going to pee the same way and it's going to test hot too. But, you know, just say hi to our friends down here in Florida who have something to say too.
Yes. Is that Mark?
I pee out of my mushroom.
Is that Mark?
You know, Saman.
Is that Mark, Saman? Is that Mark?
That's Mark. That's Mr. Mark, bro.
Yeah, tell Mark what's up, bro. Hope Mark is.
I'm gonna go back and see them. But yeah, look, I think this is hilarious. I think that, you know, you can't force a guy, you know, to like stop using alternative medicine that's been, you know, fighting for so long. And isn't this a sideshow anyway? This is like a real sanctioned fight. Is this not just like a circus anyway?
I know.
Jake Paul.
That's why I was confused, because this is an exhibition.
They said they haven't said that yet. In the article, it said they haven't decided if it's going to be an exhibition or if it's going to be a professional fight or not. That's still up for debate.
Listen, even if it's a professional fight, we're talking Mike Tyson and some random YouTuber, bro. Get out of here with that shit. This is not a real fight. Mike Tyson would just kill this guy in normal life. Come on, really? Really?
I mean, odds aside, I think this is the dumbest thing ever. If Mike would agree to do a quote unquote professional fight, because as a professional fight, this will destroy his legacy. He gets his ass beat.
Yeah,
he gets his ass beat. It's a huge L you took by somebody who's never beat
by a 20-year-old
real boxer.
Exactly, you're giving this guy a pedestal.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, and remember the Andre the Giant and the Hulk Hogan and
that was a great match.
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or whatever. Like, dude, come on, like that was a great time. It was great entertainment. It was all real. Come on, Todd. That's like the moon landing being real. Todd, come on.
Exactly.
I mean, I am in, I'm in the minority in several ways, but I'm in the minority.
Oh boy, here we go.
I think Jake Paul's going to beat the shit out of him.
You think so, really?
I did not just hear that come out of your mouth, Rico.
Adam.
Listen, like, even more so now that they're going through all these anti-doping rules, which means he'll pop positive for steroids. And I think the only thing that would keep him alive in this is if he was juicing out of his fucking mind in there. Dude, I mean, like,
no, he's gonna channel some rapey vibes and beat the shit out of Jake Paul.
Energy and stamina you have when you're 30 years younger than another dude, right? And he's gonna be 2 months off of any substances, right? Like Mike Tyson's gonna look like an old ass shriveled up man up there, and he'll get the ass whipping that you think that he deserves, Yarrow. So
I think he's gonna win. I think he's got a track record, and I'm rooting for the old guy because I am an old guy. I think he's just gonna channel them rapey vibes, and he's just gonna go back in there and get another conviction. Conviction. And so I think, and I don't think Jake Paul is a random YouTuber. I mean, there are a lot of random YouTubers. Well, I don't know a lot about Jake Paul, but I know that he's got a footprint. He's got a following. I would say he's a C grade star, but he's definitely got a footprint.
Give me one fighter on Mike Tyson's record that was worse than Jake Paul. None. Zero.
No, I can't.
Nobody's ever stepped in the ring with. So if he loses to him,
that's because there used to be men that actually fought these fights.
Even Buster
used to be men that fought these fights.
Was handling business.
Now we have Jake Paul's.
Yeah.
Or do you think if he beats him, he just ends up raping him in the corner as well?
Oh, probably. Oh my God. Probably. Some squirrel master shit.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, you guys are tripping. But Adam, can we please get a poll put up there? I want to see what everybody in the chat and everyone watching thinks. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Is it gonna be Mike Tyson or is it gonna be Jake Paul? That's what I think we want to know. We want to see a poll for that.
Kill him.
I think Tyson's gonna smash that young.
He's been showing some fucking videos online of him training, and he looks sick, man.
Yep.
Like I said last time, I saw a video on Instagram of Jason Beck with a blunt in his hand running a marathon. Anything is possible on the
yes. Hey, fair enough.
Professional content production.
That was right. He wasn't running a marathon. He was running from the cops. He wasn't running a marathon. He was just running from the cops.
He got caught up in the marathon.
That is called the marathon. That is called the marathon.
I think there's going to be Mike Tyson's pigeons flying out of Jake Paul's tuchus, and that young guy has no chance against a man who has that level of experience. Yeah, I get that Mike Tyson doesn't have a lot of age and vitality and all that, but aren't these rounds a couple minutes? I mean, he's going to be able to huff and puff his way into the corner for a quick little bit of oxygen.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying over the years Mike Tyson has not lost a step? Like a 27-year-old, like I was indestructible at 20.
Yeah, no, so he's lost a step. He went from being the greatest boxer in the history of boxing to being an old man who used to be the greatest boxer in the history of boxing. But Jake Paul has gone from being a YouTuber to being a YouTuber.
The beauty of combat sports is anybody can get it at any time. Anybody can get touched. All it takes is one miscalculation.
Hey!
How classic.
We got the whole squad.
There we go. We got
whole squad ready.
Yes.
Whole squad ready.
Hollywood, Florida, not Hollywood, California.
Yeah, we love Florida.
Who's gonna win the fight?
We do love some Florida.
Still on top.
Yes. We love us some Florida, that's for sure.
We love